Will Smith stole the show at last night's Academy Awards, but it wasn't his win for Best Actor that everyone's talking about. Instead, it was his use of violence against Chris Rock on live television. Danya Bacchus has the latest on a new investigation by the Academy that's now underway.
G.I. Jane 2.
A shocking moment in Oscar history when actor Will Smith took matters into his own hands.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Comedian Chris Rock made a joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, mocking her shaved head. Pinkett Smith suffers from alopecia, a disease resulting in hair loss, and decided to shave her head. She was not amused with Rock's jab, and then neither was her husband.
Oh, wow!
The room was noticeably altered, and there was plenty of reaction. Director Judd Apatow called it pure, out-of-control rage and violence in a since-deleted tweet, while actress Tiffany Haddish told People magazine Smith stood up for his wife, adding, "It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." Less than an hour later, Smith reached the pinnacle of his acting career, winning his first Oscar for the film King Richard. Smith gave an emotional speech in which he seemed to defend his actions.
Love will make you do crazy things.
Smith apologized to the Academy and his fellow nominees, but not to Rock.
Thank you. Hope the Academy invites me back.
On Monday, the Academy condemned Smith's outburst and has started a formal review of the incident. Some are now saying the actor should not be allowed to keep his Oscar, but Smith didn't seem concerned, dancing with his statue at the after parties. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And the Los Angeles Police Department says they are aware of the incident, but that Rock declined to file a police report. Meantime, there is a lot of reaction across social media. Will and Jada's son, Jaden, actually took to Twitter last night to say, "That's how we do it." Now, others asking, quote, "What is the level of fame required to physically attack someone on stage at the Oscar and not be kicked out?" Well, reaction to Smith getting physical still trending this afternoon, so we wanted to bring on San Antonio licensed professional counselor Molly Lewis. Molly, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, there's a lot of people talking about this, and some are supporting Will Smith's action, and some are, very angry with how he handled himself. But what we want to talk about really is how kids are viewing this, because a lot of kids may have been up with parents, watching the awards show, or maybe they're just running into it because social media, it's everywhere. So first we want to go to one viewer's comment who they were watching actually, and we want to take a look at what they had to say. Alan McRae said in part, "The slap was uncalled for and childish and sets a bad example for our children on how to resolve conflicts peacefully. How can we tell our children not to be violent when they see two well-known people getting violent because of a joke?" So Molly, to his point, what would you say to parents about talking to their kids about this whole situation?
I think this is a time to have the conversation. We need not to set double standards. Keeping our hands to ourselves is important. Having an open dialogue on why that is important. Why is it important to not react physically?
Absolutely. And what other message do you think it sends to kids who maybe are seeing this on social media as far as Smith not being reprimanded in the moment? He was allowed to go back, sit down, and even accept his award. What do you think that really says? Do you think it almost desensitizes?
It does desensitize it. It sets a double standard. If we do it in the workplace, we are going to get handcuffed and taken out. So it sends a dual message that with fame comes acceptance.
Absolutely. We definitely have to talk to our kids about that. I want to go to another Facebook comment that we've been seeing today. A lot of people talking about Angela Matherson. So she wrote, "Everyone seems to be shocked about what Smith did, but no one seems to be concerned about what Rock said. Words hurt. That's a kind of violence too, and should not be tolerated any more than physical violence. And we know Jada Pinkett Smith talked about her alopecia. You know, what do you think how can this actually be a learning moment, I guess, for parents and kids when it comes to making fun of someone's health concerns?
I think we need to teach our kids to be a little bit more sensitive to our friends, our peers. Teach our kids that we may not know what's going on with the other person, so we need to watch our words. Use kind words, you know, and ask the questions you want to get answered instead of just reacting and using bullying techniques.
Absolutely. Some great points, some great tips there. Molly Lewis, thank you so much for being here and kind of answering our questions. I know a lot of parents are talking about it right now, but bottom line, like you said, violence is never the answer.